You didn't ask to be the light. But you were. You entered his life like dawn, quiet, certain, and not asking permission to rise. Even before he could understand what was happening, something in him softened. The angels say, your presence was not a coincidence, it was an assignment. A divine orchestration that placed your soul next to his, not to complete him, but to awaken what he buried long ago. He didn't know he needed healing. He didn't realize how his own walls had turned cold until you walked through them without force, only grace. He mistook the echo of his own loneliness for strength, until your silence brought peace instead of absence. You didn't rush in with answers. You didn't demand anything. You simply were. And that, dear soul, changed everything. Because you loved quietly. Because you stood in your truth. Because your faith didn't ask for applause. Now the angels show him seeing you differently, not with the urgency of desire, but with reverence. He realizes that the love you gave didn't come from need, but from overflow. And something sacred has begun, the cracking open, the softening of a guarded heart. The first breath of a man who didn't know he had stopped breathing. You were sent not to be claimed, but to remind him what it feels like to be seen by the divine through someone else's eyes. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. He wasn't born afraid of love. But life. Life taught him to flinch at softness. The angels say, he carries wounds he doesn't speak of, not even to himself. Stories buried in silence. Memories that curl up inside him like a fist. And when love touches those tender places, he recoils. Not because of you, but because of the pain that still lives under his skin. It's not personal. It never was. You see, he has loved before, or tried to. But each attempt left another crack. Another reason to pull away. His heart became a fortress, not out of arrogance, but out of necessity. He learned to confuse distance with safety. Control with peace. And then you came. With eyes that didn't ask for proof. With a heart that didn't plead to be chosen. And that terrified him. Because your light illuminated every corner of himself he had worked hard to forget. You didn't come to fix him, but just by being near, he started feeling what he thought was long gone, longing. Hope. The ache of possibility. But also fear. Fear that he's not enough. That he'll ruin it. That love like yours is fragile, and he's too clumsy to hold it. So he pushes away. Retreats. Creates distance where there should be depth. The angels say, this is his armor. Not his truth. He's not rejecting you. He's protecting what he hasn't healed. And the miracle is, you still remain. Not as a savior, but as a sacred mirror. A reflection of what love could be, if only he dared to let it in. The angels lean close and whisper, don't forget yourself in the process of loving him. Because your soul is sacred too. It's easy, isn't it? To pour out your heart. To hold space. To believe that if you love just a little harder, he'll finally feel safe enough to stay. But real love, divine love, never asks you to dim your light so someone else can shine. You are not a waiting room. You are not a lesson. You are not a bridge he must cross to reach someone else. You are a flame meant to burn, not flicker at the mercy of his uncertainty. The angels see your heart, tired from hoping, but still glowing. They see the way you show up with softness, even when you're unsure if he'll meet you halfway. That's your gift. And your burden. But you are not meant to carry him at the cost of yourself. Your light deserves to be nourished. Your tenderness deserves to be returned. And your needs, your dreams, they matter. He is in process, yes. But so are you. So don't abandon your own journey for the sake of his healing. The angels say, stay grounded. Stay radiant. Love him, yes. But love yourself even louder. Because when you maintain your center, you remind him, and yourself, that true connection is not about sacrifice. It's sacred reciprocity. And if he's meant to rise, He'll meet you there. Not by climbing over you, but by standing beside you. You were never meant to be easy for him. You were meant to be the mirror. And the angels say, he sees himself in your eyes, not the version he shows the world, but the one he's tried to forget. You reflect back the places he's abandoned. The boy who once dreamed freely. The man who still longs to be chosen for who he really is, not for what he performs. You didn't do this intentionally. Just by being whole, you stirred what in him is still fragmented. It's not rejection. It's confrontation. You bring warmth, and with it, truth. You carry presence, and with it, exposure. He can't hide in your presence. Your love doesn't allow it. And so he gets restless, conflicted, unsettled. Because he wanted comfort, but you offered clarity. He wanted escape, but you became an invitation. An invitation to feel, to soften, to finally face what he buried. The angels show him looking at you like a question he doesn't yet know how to answer. Not because he doubts you, but because you demand honesty without saying a word. You bring him back to himself. And that, dear soul, is terrifying. And holy. Because when love reflects what we've lost, it also shows us what we still have time to reclaim. Don't dim your mirror. Don't edit your truth. You're not too much. You're the awakening. Something is shifting. Slowly. Quietly. The angels say, his soul is stirring. Not in fireworks. Not in grand confessions. But in the stillness between thoughts. In the silence after your name lingers in his mind. You may not see it yet, but a seed has cracked open. He notices now. The way your absence lingers longer than it should. The echo of your voice in unexpected places. The way your light disrupted the rhythm he thought he wanted. He's waking up. Not just to you, but to himself. For the first time in a long time, he's asking questions he once buried. What if love doesn't hurt? What if connection isn't control? What if softness isn't weakness, but sanctuary? The angels show him to rethink what he once called strength, the detachment, the walls, the I don't need anyone. He's beginning to feel what your presence offered all along, safety. You didn't push. You didn't chase. You simply remained. And that subtle faith in him, that quiet knowing, is now unraveling everything he thought love had to be. This is the beginning. The sacred beginning. Where fear starts to loosen its grip. Where ego yields to soul. The angels say, he may not have the words yet. But he feels the pull. And in his own time, he will follow it. Because what's been awakened cannot be unremembered. He comes close, then drifts. Again. And again. You wonder, is it you? Did you say too much, or not enough? The angels say, no, love. It's the cycle. The sacred tug of soul and shadow. Every time he moves toward you, something ancient stirs inside him. A memory of closeness. A risk of surrender. And with that, fear follows. Not fear of you, but of what he feels around you. Because your love isn't light. It's true. And truth, for someone who's lived behind masks, is terrifying. So he runs. Not out of malice. Out of protection. He tells himself stories, it's too fast. She'll hurt me. I'm not ready. But the deeper truth? You've already touched a place in him no one else ever reached. The angels whisper, this isn't rejection. It's a recalibration. Each return is a little braver. Each silence, a little shorter. Each distance, a little more painful to bear. This is not punishment. It's preparation. His spirit is learning how to embrace what it once feared would destroy it. And yes, it's exhausting. The ebb and flow. The hot and cold. But you are not stuck. You are witnessing transformation. Change is not linear. Healing moves in spirals. The angels say, your patience is acknowledged. Your love is recorded. And with every moment you choose not to chase, but to trust, You teach his soul how to remain. You are not waiting. You are witnessing. There are no loud miracles here. Just your love, steady, radiant, sacred. The angels say, it wasn't what you gave him. It was what you never took away. You loved him through his silence. Through the confusion. Through the moments when he didn't know how to meet you halfway. And though he may not have said it, your love is the only place he ever felt safe enough to break down. He didn't need fixing. You knew that. He needed to be reminded of who he was before the heartbreaks, before the shutdowns, before he taught himself to stay small. And that's what you offered, not healing in the form of answers, but in presence, in compassion, in truth. You became the balm, the breath, the stillness. The angels say, even now in his uncertainty, your love is working inside him, not as pressure, but as peace. A memory his soul returns to in the dark. A light that flickers within him when everything else feels lost. Love, real love, doesn't rush. It doesn't need loud declarations. It seeps into the places that words can't reach and begins the sacred work of healing. And that's what you've done. With your silence. With your prayers. With your ability to hold space without abandoning yourself. The angels see it. They've seen it all along. And so has he. Even if he's not ready to say it, he feels it, in the way he breathes deeper when you're near. This is how love heals. Not with force, but with presence. There is a divine map, and your heart is on it. The angels say, even the detours were part of the plan. This love, this ache, this waiting, none of it is random. All of it has been divinely timed, divinely watched, divinely woven. You are not late. He is not lost. This moment is right on time. He doesn't know it yet, but the steps he's been resisting are already forming a path back to you. A path not of logic, but of calling. Because what you two share didn't start in this lifetime. It began in spirit. In the before. When your souls agreed to find each other again, no matter the chaos, no matter the cost. That's why it hurts, and that's why it matters. The angels are walking with him now. In the quiet. In the confusion. In the moments when he feels like turning away again. They whisper to his soul when he sleeps. They cradle his thoughts when he feels like retreating. And they do the same for you. Because both of you are part of something larger than you can grasp. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's slow. But the truth is, divine timing doesn't miss. And when it finally aligns, it will feel like remembering, not discovering. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. There's a storm inside him, not loud, not visible, but fierce. The angels say, it's not that he doesn't feel, it's that he feels too much. He wants to love you. He wants to come closer. But the truth is, love, real love, terrifies him. Because you see him. Not the curated version. Not the man who pretends he has it all together. But the one behind the walls. The one who still aches. And being seen that deeply without judgment, feels both like freedom and exposure. He grew up learning that emotions were weaknesses. That desire makes you foolish. That to need someone is to risk everything. So when he looks at you and feels his soul soften, he panics. Because you're not just a lover to him. You're a doorway. To everything he's kept locked away. He's afraid that if he steps through, he won't know how to find his way back. The angels say, this fear is not his fault. It's ancestral. Generational. Worn into his heart like an old coat. But your love, your steady, fierce, tender presence, is slowly unraveling it. You don't demand his vulnerability. You honor it. And that is what will ultimately lead him home. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, this was never about being chosen. The angels say, you were always the choice, long before he understood what his heart was asking for. But love, true love, doesn't rush toward certainty. It waits. It trusts. It breathes. You've done your part. You've held space. You've remained open, without begging to be seen. And now your only task is surrender. Not to him, to the divine, to the wisdom that brought this connection into your life, not for drama, but for transformation. Let go of timelines. Let go of needing it to make sense. Because the love meant for you will not miss you. If it's him, he'll find his way. If it's not, something holier will rise in its place. The angels say, nothing that is truly aligned will require you to diminish your light to receive it. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly who you need to be. And love, the kind that heals, that expands, that takes root in eternity, is already on its way. Rest in that. Not in the waiting, but in the knowing. Because you've already done the sacred work. Now let love do the rest.